Are you deaf? What? No, are you? Hey, it's Scott the Pedal Guy here, where we're all about pedal demos, pedal knowledge, and pedal sales. I love pedals, and so do you. Now, before we get started, if this is your first visit to our channel, make sure you take a second and click on that subscribe button down there and ring that bell so you can stay up to date with all of our videos. If you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, be sure to like and follow us so you can stay up to date with all of our activities, because we do post daily and we'd love to hear from you. Well, this has been a very busy time for us here at the Pedal Guy. I have been running around like a headless chicken trying to keep up with orders while also creating brand new content for you. Our YouTube channel has grown exponentially over the last 60 days, so thank you very much for your support. And if you are one of my customers waiting for a shipment, please be patient, because the USPS is working as fast as they possibly can to deliver your packages. I stand in line literally every day, with the exception of Sundays, at the local post office for about 20 minutes a day, waiting to make sure that your packages are scanned in and received. So I can assure you that your packages are on the way. Things are just taking a little longer due to COVID-19. So please just bear that in mind. Now, this is our ongoing series of questions and answers where I take your questions, your comments, your feedback, and try to answer them to the best of my ability. We have some interesting ones this week. We have some funny ones this week, and we'll just try to keep a stiff upper lip while we're going through them. So let's just go to it, shall we? Okay, our first question comes to us from Andre, and this is in regard to the Atlantic, the Nuix Atlantic pedal. Andre writes, why is there no power cord included? Well, Andre, thank you very much for your question. I appreciate it. And the fact is that most pedals do not include a power cord in the box. Now, obviously there are some exceptions to the rule, like the Digitech TRIO Plus or the Hot Tone Ampero. These do come with power supplies, but they also have a much larger price tag with them as well. There are, again, exceptions to the rules there, like the Strum, for example, that does include a power supply. But most pedals don't include a power supply in the box. Our next question comes to us from Scott Glover, and this is in regard to the TRIO Plus. How do you do a factory reset for the TRIO Plus Looper and Band Creator pedal? Scott, thank you very much for your question. Now, this is the best of my knowledge, this is the right way to do it. You may want to double check with Digitech, but I'm pretty sure this is the way you want to do it. Basically, you hold down the two side buttons here, the guitar effects on this side and the Alt Time button, while you plug in the power supply on the top of the TRIO Plus. It'll power cycle up as you're still holding it down. Once the cycle finishes, you can release the buttons and it should effectively be factory reset at that point. So, but do make sure with Digitech if you have any further questions on that, but hopefully that helps you out. Our next question comes to us from Joseph Kirby, and this is in regard to the Hot Tone Ampero 1. And Joseph writes, great demo. Why, thank you. Quick question, does it have a stomp box mode where you could say bring up a patch and turn on and off certain pedals / effects like flanger, delay, and phaser? Well, Joseph, thank you very much for your question. Yes, there is a button that does that. It's over here on the side called a control button. And this can be linked up to any modules you have in a preset or patch or whatever nomenclature you want to use. And that would enable you to turn them on and off. But the one limitation here is that one control button can be used to turn off a selection of effects, turn them either on or off. If you want additional control over that, what I'm going to recommend is to sit tight and wait for us to do a video on the Ampero Switch, which just came out. They just haven't been made available here in the United States yet, but I'm working on getting them now. And that will give you a couple more switches to work with the Ampero. So we will definitely do a video on how to do that. And there's definitely going to be a video coming up in the near future on how to build your own presets with the Ampero 1. But so far I'm having a lot of fun with this. It is a really nice compromise to people who don't want to pay the full price for an Ampero, but they want all of the DSP power of the Ampero. It's all there in the Ampero 1, and it's got a lot of great stuff going for it. So stay tuned for further videos. Our next question comes to us from Mazareth. It's in regard to the FR 112 cabinet. And Mazareth writes, what kind of cab modeler can you use with this besides the $1,000 Headrush pedal board? Thank you for the question. Literally anything can go into the FR 112 or the 108 for that matter. You can use an Ampero, you can use a pod, you can use a Helix, you can use the more GE 250s, you could use a headrush. You could also go straight from a mixing board if you want to, from like a live PA system into it. Because it's an FR speaker, meaning it's set up for full range. So it can literally handle a full range of signal going into it. So it doesn't really matter what you plug into it, as long as you make sure that you're using nice shielded cabling to do that. So just keep that in mind when you are using it, because you definitely do not want to run into some sort of shielding issue, because then you get noise problems and it's just a nightmare. So in any case, hopefully that helps you out. This one's an odd one, but definitely a worthy candidate. The Truth Channel commented on an old video of mine from about 3 years ago where I did a video on combining pedals with synths. Can I take a double orange and gray TS cable and turn them into two single mono TS cables if I separate the two apart? Is that possible? Thank you very much for your question, and yes, absolutely you can. So I've got one here, I've got a gray and orange TS cable here, and it's just held together by plastic really, and it just splits apart very easily, and voila, you'll have two mono cables. So yes, you can do that. All right, well, we saved our best one for last here, and this is from AyersBiz64, and he commented on my NUX Rockery video, and his comment is quite simple. Your demonstration sucks. Make it sound like a B3, not a rat pedal. So I only have a couple things to say about this. The first one is, why don't you like rat pedals? And the second is, well, you know the saying, I'm rubber, you're glue? Well, that applies in this case. Haters and trolls are the weirdest bunch. I get them occasionally, and I always have to, like the guy we had at the beginning of the video here, and I always have to say I don't know why they do it. Maybe who hurt you? You know, maybe you need to talk to somebody. Nevertheless, it is what it is, and you're going to say it. I'm not going to bother with it, and I'm just going to continue doing what I do, which are, you know, the videos that people really come back to week after week and send me wonderfully nice and courteous mails about the videos, and they're very supportive, and I think I just couldn't be more jazzed about the response that we get from our viewers, because we get a lot more positivity than we do this kind of feedback. So in any case, AyersBiz64, have a nice day and feel better. Well, that wraps up this edition of Questions and Answers here at the Pedal Guy. Come back next week. Hopefully we'll have a new video for you. We're going to definitely have a Trio Tuesday for you next week. I haven't decided what song it's going to be yet, but we'll get there. And for any further questions you might have, just visit us at thepedalguy.com. Also be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks and have a great day.